Hello. I don't know how to start this video. I don't feel very well. I've been struck with COVID in 2023, which is just the weirdest thing. It's like starting to watch Game of Thrones for the first time today. Like, that it already happened. What are we doing? I had a whole video planned to post today, but I had to film some extra stuff and then I would have to do a bunch of editing and I don't have that in me. So instead, I thought I would do my special 1 million follower video, because I got 1 million followers. First of all, thank you to every single person who gave me 1 million subscribers. That was weird. It's like I feel like you're all pulling a prank on me. I feel like someone's gonna burst out of my closet with a camera and say, "You fucking idiot, why would you have 1 million subscribers?" And I would say, "I don't know. I have self-confidence issues." That being said, I don't have a lot to offer people in terms of retribution for everything you guys have done for me. However, I do have a very lazy way of handling this. Answering viewer questions, which is a unique and original idea that I'm doing. If you've ever seen any other creator do this, they're a hack and they just stole my content. So don't check the dates on any video. But 2 weeks ago, I posted in the community page on YouTube if you guys had any questions, I would answer them. And you guys took the opportunity to ask me the dumbest fucking questions. Which I appreciate. They're all hilarious, but I thought it was gonna be like, what's your shoe size? What's your cat's name? Instead of literally, how many Mitch McConnells could you beat in a fight? They're clones of him that approach you one at a time with 5 minutes between each round. Who thinks of something like that? That being said, I believe this comment was posted before his brain started malfunctioning, so it's gotten a lot easier since then. I feel like a light push could defeat Mitch McConnell, and I could, you know, do this motion several times before I get tired. Also, the only defense he has is going back into his shell. In your opinion, how much of an economic crisis would Yoshi's cause if 2,500 of them suddenly came to life on each continent? I don't know. What is that question? It probably would make economies stronger because, like Mario did, you could put them to work. Yoshi does not want to be ridden and punched in the back of the head, but he's very docile. When did you realize you could make this work full time? How confident were you that this would be sustainable? Okay, that's a legitimate question. That's not infuriating. I was working at a bar in Chicago, Beatrix. You should go there. They have fantastic pancakes. It was also in a hospital. It was a weird job, but I was starting to make money, very little, but I was starting to make money, and then a company that I work for called Fallen Media asked me to be the head of a show called Down Bad Patrol. You should go follow that on whatever short form you can. They said, hey, we'll pay you full time to do these things, and I was making money from like creative programs on myself, but it definitely was a gamble in the terms of like it probably wasn't gonna last, so that was the main issue, but then I could just go back to bartending. So it never like, I was not doing great to begin with. Do you think humanity is more likely to end by alien invasion or by trees gaining sentience and seeking retribution? Okay, so we're back on the dumb shit train. I mean, aliens, probably. Aliens. Trees can't think. Shut up. Shut up. I'm so sick and I can't deal with that. I love that he finally settled on Tuglets. It's so cute. Right, my fan base name. I'll address that in this video. I didn't have a fan base name. Everyone has cool fan base names. I didn't have any. And the biggest issue with the name Tug is that it's hard to come up with a name for my fans that doesn't sound like a slur. So someone in my comments came up with Tuglets. I used to use Tuglets back in the day, and we're just gonna go with that. You guys are Tuglets. Act accordingly. Use my name in good faith. Don't go out there and do crimes and then say, I'm a Tuglet, please, for the love of God. When, how, and why did you decide? That's 3 questions. Let's slow our roll. When, how, and why did you decide to make the jump from creating solely short-form content to creating long-form content as well? Well, all my heroes of content creation are long-form YouTubers. I'm not gonna put any of their pictures up because I might meet them one day, and I don't want them to know I'm a fanboy. But I was doing well on short-form, and I was just hiding from long-form because it's scary, the YouTube algorithm doesn't make sense, and I didn't know how to make long-form content. So all in all, I was being a little bitch boy. That's the majority of reasons why I don't do things. I don't like to go outside. I don't do stand-up anymore. It's because I'm scared. So I didn't do it for a while. And then I finally said screw it because my shorts were popping off and I was getting YouTube subscribers. So I was like, if people are there, maybe they'll watch it at one point. And then I posted long-form content and nobody watched it for a long time. Then people started to be nice and watch it. And now we're watching this. So thank you. This isn't a question, but I love being a Tuglet. All right, I'm not gonna read the rest of that. Tuglet is such a brutal name. I'm glad if you want to go by it, you can, but it makes you sound like you're some kind of minion. If you could be one character from a cereal box, which cereal character are you choosing, and which would be your last pick? That's a good question. I guess the Lucky Charms guy, because he always wins. He always gets away with the Lucky Charms, I believe. I haven't seen a commercial in a while. Plus, he's magic. He does some crazy shit in those commercials. He's able to, like, bend space and time with the power of the charms. And if I had to choose to be not a cereal box character, it would be the Apple from Applejack. What a fucking buzzkill. He's so ugly. Cinnamon is so chill. What would you say your favorite animal is? I've said my favorite animal so many times. So many, are you not listening? Is anyone out there? It is a red panda. There is nothing better than a red panda, besides maybe a raccoon, only because it's closer in proximity to me. Red pandas are the best animal. That's enough. No more debate. I've been dying to know how much wood could... Oh, fuck you. But seriously, what's your biggest surprise you've had that you didn't anticipate? Success? That, and I suppose just the trajectory of my life in the recent years. I got a girlfriend, which I didn't think was ever gonna happen. I got a cat, which for the majority of my life I hated cats, so that's just crazy. And I live in New York now, which I hate the idea of New York. Oh my God, did I hate it before I moved out here. But now I can walk like 3 blocks and get any kind of food I want at like 11 at night and not feel afraid. So, you know, there's a trade-off. What would your second option for a career if you couldn't do YouTube? Probably bartending. I don't have a lot of paths for career. I have a communications degree, which I learned nothing with, and it's pretty useless. So I'd probably just be a freight broker or a recruiter or one of those jobs that you do when you're at the end of your rope. I did both of those before I became a YouTuber. I would love your intake on the idea of a multiverse and the possibility of it existing and not as well. Honey, I can't do 7 times 8. What made you want to start doing videos, especially ones that incline more to voicing opinions? I think I'm very interesting. I also have an innate anger inside of me. Not in real life. In real life, I was beaten down by my brother for most of my early years, so I just kind of internalized everything. I'm a very friendly person, but when I have a moment to think and I can talk to nobody and scream and yell, it's cathartic. I love your unique take on things. I'm sure you do. I'm very interesting. Wanted to know what shaped your way of thinking like that and how you come up with your video ideas. Okay, well, one, if I've learned anything from watching Nardwuar, never ask someone where they come up with their ideas. It's the #1 question creative people get asked, and there's no real answer for it. It's a bad question. I will answer it though. My ideas come solely from a state of being half unconscious when I'm about to fall asleep in bed, and I have a choice between either falling asleep or waking up and staring at a bright phone and writing down an idea. That's where I get all of my ideas, is when I'm in the ether. So it's a trade-off. And like I said, my family shaped the way I think. Being in New England shaped the way I think. If you've never been, go there and talk to 3 people and realize that mental illness is born and bred in New England.
She just said she did. She said she heard you take a fucking shit in the chair.
You heard me take a shit in the chair?
And then we talked about it, and it's fucking logical. But the dude always shit in fucking pants.
I've been wanting to ask this question for a while now. I thought it might be interesting. Where do you get your idea? Okay, go fuck yourself. At least this guy is self-aware. Since you mentioned being a YouTuber has been a dream of yours for a while, was there any YouTubers that you attributed to inspiring that dream? I said I didn't want to talk about this because they're gonna know. All right, fuck it. Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps fame, that was a big one because he just seems like an absolute dork that just is himself, and he just makes content and people appreciate it. And that's what I was going for. Then there's Nakey Jakey. He makes great videos in front of a green screen, in front of a white green screen. I didn't mean to steal that. It's just really easy to edit if everything's white in the background. I'm sure that's why he does it. But he inspired me because his earlier content is so different from his later content. He's a little self-conscious. He's not doing everything he could be doing, and then you can slowly see him getting better. And I was like, well, if he can fucking do it, I probably can. And also Drew Gooden. I mean, Drew Gooden's great. There's a million others, but those are the ones that I'm thinking about right now. When, where, and why did you first start posting content online? What did it look like back then? And when did your popularity pop off enough that you made this your career? Well, my popularity never popped off enough to make this a career. It was really just working for another company and doing this at the same time, so it was a mix of those. I first started posting content the first week everyone lost their jobs due to COVID. I posted a video of me choking on a water bottle. I hope no one can ever find that. Someone tried to find it recently and they couldn't. I think it's buried. And it just looked like shit. I would just set my phone up, my iPhone 6, I think, very bad quality, and I would just talk. Hello. Hi. Did you want attention while I make a video? It's a little rude. All right, only a couple more because I'm gonna go lay down because my mix of Monster Energy and Dayquil is starting to fall apart and I'm starting to feel really bad. How do you come up with your, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Would you ever want to do stand-up? And the next one is, would you ever do a live comedy show? I am going through a mental health crisis at the moment. I just have been having really bad anxiety. Like when I do on the street things for that Down Bad Patrol show, like the first 30 minutes, I'm holding it together, barely. I don't have panic attacks because I'm nervous to meet people because I enjoy talking to strangers. I have panic attacks because I'm afraid I'm gonna have a panic attack, which is a horrible way to live. So when I beat that, yes, maybe. I'm going through therapy and it seems to not be working, but we'll see. Do you ever plan on doing gaming content along with your current content? See, I really want to do that. If I'm not making content, I'm gaming. But I really only play competitive games, and I'm so bad at talking while I'm competing. I can't do it. I can't focus on 2 things at once. That being said, I like slower games like Inscription or mostly just Inscription. But even then, like, you'd have to know what that game is in order for me to play it, and then I'm making a niche audience. I don't know. I'll get to it one day. I really want to do that. Good question. Are you as energetic and enthusiastic as you are in your videos IRL? I'm more happy, but I'm not very enthusiastic. Is that the word you guys would describe me as? I wouldn't. I would say more frustrated is the word you should be using. Have you ever been recognized in public? Yes, more recently than ever before. And I don't know how to handle those situations. People come up to me and they're like, are you the guy from the internet? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, sick. And then we just stand there in 3 seconds of silence. And I've been recently asking people, do you want a picture? Like, I'm not trying to sound egotistical, I just don't know what to do here. Sometimes they say yes, and then sometimes they say no. And then I'm just like, sorry for even suggesting it. I'm gonna walk this way. I don't know how to handle that at all. Also, if you see me in public in New York City, I'm around. If you recognize me, either ignore me or talk to me. Do not stare at me. When you stare at me, I think there's something wrong with my body, or you're gonna beat me up or mug me. Once again, very anxious human being. You just say what's poppin', what's going on. Call me a stinky little cheese fart. It's better than you fucking staring at me. Thank you so much. And last but not least, hello Tug. What does it feel like to have a strange fan base? It's the best. I don't mean to pump all your tires, but my fan base is pretty baller ass. One, you guys comment the funniest shit, and sometimes creators will be like liking comments and they're like just appreciative. You guys say some weird funny shit and it makes me laugh out loud. But regardless, it feels good. And you guys are weird, I'm weird, we're weird together. I appreciate the shit out of that. So thank you guys so much for 1 million subscribers. I'm sorry I can't get you a full Big Tug video. It's a process. I have half of it done, but it's just not going well. Expect more from me out of the next coming months. I just made a big move in career-wise, and I'm gonna have more resources to work with, so hopefully that pans out. I'm now going to lay down in my air-conditioned room under a heavy blanket and just fight between the freezing cold and the extreme heat I'm going to be feeling. Thank you so much. I love you all. Keep being a tug.